It's Pub and Alpha Gamers. Guys, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to join the Alpha Gamer Mindset community, or you just want to improve your gameplay. I call it skill theory, actually. Like, you just want to get better at gameplay optimization. You just want to get better at whatever you're doing, like any kind of skill. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button, because that's what we're talking about. Right now, I actually am a math student, so I'm going to be talking about math homework and math tests, because most of your grade is a math test. It's like one final. And I actually really like final tests. I like tests, all kind of tests. I think they're all fun. So I wish my classes had more tests. I wish the class was a test every day. That's the whole grid. I think it's a lot of fun. And then you had a test every day, and then the final was your whole grade, right? But anyway, let's get back into this video topic. So I just took a linear algebra 342. It's the second in the series. A final test. It's a tough teacher. He really cares about understanding material, and it cares about effectively being able to prove what you're doing or argue what you're doing instead of just solving it, or instead of just saying it's true or false. Like, you have to actually prove it. So that's kind of talked about in one of my previous videos. This test went better than my number theory test yesterday, and also went better than both the midterms in the same class. So I was pretty optimistic about it. I think I did okay. I certainly got, there was 8 computational problems and 8 true false problems. I certainly got one of the computational problems wrong. I only like half did it. And I certainly got 2 of the true false wrong. The thing is, he drops one true false, one true false and 1 computational. So the 16 problems, certainly did 3 wrong, but he'll drop those. So I certainly only did 1 wrong out of the 16. Problem is, obviously, is that there's a lot I did wrong that I didn't, I'm not aware of, or it's like, oops, I made a mistake. I'm assuming I got at least 1 more true false wrong, possibly even 2 more true false wrong. And then I definitely got well, I don't know, the computational problems actually did okay on. Like, the first one I definitely got right 100%. There was one about like population models. I got that right, so I got both of those correct 100%. And then there's one about the SVD, singular value decomposition. Got that correct 100%. So that's 3. One I got wrong, obviously. That's 4 of the 8 problems. Well, what were the other ones anyway? Oh yeah, there was one about length and max min values. So that one, that was probably, I doubt I got full credit on it. I did get an answer, but I was really confused about something, and then I had the same problem on a true false question, and I kind of used the same formula for both. So if I'm lucky, I got both this correct, but if I'm unlucky, I got both of them wrong, and that means it's like 16 points I lost if I'm unlucky. So the test is out of 112 points. Like, 16 still a lot. It's over 10%. It's like 15%, close to 15%, like 13.5 or something of 14%, right, of your whole grade. I mean, of your whole final grade. And the final's like 60% of your grade or something stupid, 70%. Because the final replaces the less midterm, it's higher, and it's usually higher just because you have more time, and it's kind of cumulative. So yeah, I definitely did better than the midterms. So yeah, it's like 70% of my grade, and it's like hinging on like this concept that I didn't quite study enough. Like, oops. So that's frustrating. So that's 5 questions. I can't remember what the other 3 were. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go over them because I don't make this video too bloated. But yeah, I guess some things that were good to know. Number 1, I had 1 day to study for this, and for studying, I went over the midterms and the quizzes, and then I briefly went over the sections in the book, and that was the issue. I only briefly went over the sections. The question that there's 2 questions on this one concept. I briefly went over it, but I didn't fully go over it. So there was one thing I messed up. But yeah, studying the questions or studying the exams and midterms, I think was really helpful, because it kind of it clues you into what he's looking for in an answer, how he writes questions, and also how he grades. So those are really important for the test. And if you do the midterm, or you do pass midterms like 4 or 5 times without even really like putting much effort into them, if you just do them a bunch, you pick up muscle memory stuff for what's going to be right and what's going to be wrong. You also like specifically learn if an answer is wrong or right, or how he's going to grade it. And I think that's big. I mean, it's a huge skill that can swing your final, like that can swing a midterm grade or a final grade by 20% easily. Or he can swing any test grade 20, 30% easily, just knowing what is a right answer, what's the wrong answer. Also, when you go into the midterm and you open the question, you can pretty much not just answer the question, but answer like, how is he, like, what is the answer he's looking for? Because he's going to write questions in that way, and then I think just answering these questions is like 10 times easier. So I think it's like very important. I think it's a very big deal. I think it matters quite a bit. So yeah, that was actually really helpful. It helps out on the true-false questions too, because this guy, he doesn't really care if you get true-false. He cares if you prove it. He wants you to prove it or provide a counterexample. That's his idea of a true-false. If you say it's true and you sort of justify it, doesn't care. You get 1 point out of 4. If you say it's false, well, this is obnoxious. If you say it's true, regardless of what you argue, and it's false, it's always 0 points. If you say it's true and you only slightly justify it, you get 0 or 1 points. If you justify it, you get 2 points. If you prove it, you get full credit, right? Or if you provide an obvious counterexample, you get full credit. But you have to do one or the other. So it's not really a true-false question. It's a proof that has this added element where if you go the wrong direction, you get no credit. So it's actually really difficult questions. And yeah, before in the first midterm, I kind of got bodied. In the second midterm, I did much better, but like I still kind of bodied. So this final, I went in, and every true-false, it's like, okay, there's a formula here. Try to prove it. Can't prove it. Find a counterexample. Can't find a counterexample. Try to prove it again, right? You just do one or the other. Like, there is no middle ground. So I don't know. You don't get your finals back too, so I have no idea how I'll do. I'm gonna make an update video in about 1 week, going over my final grades in all 3 classes, and then just my grades in class, and like we'll see what happens. I definitely passed this class. I may have gotten an A. I actually think I did get an A. Always, if I do it well on a test, I think I did worse on it than I think. I think I got an A in that test. I think I got an A in the class, but certainly I did worse. So it's possible I got a high B in the class, which is okay. I'm not too mad about that. But yeah, the number theory class, I think at this point, I actually think I failed the class. I don't think I did well enough on the final. I didn't do bad on the final, but one of the questions was like plainly obvious, and I solved it in my sleep, or like going to bed last night, and it just bothered me that I didn't get that right. I wasn't even on the right track, so I got 1 out of 5 on that, out of 40 points, which is a lot. I didn't attempt to solve the extra credit, which I know I could have gotten at least 1 point there, and then I made a really dumb mistake on one of the definitions, so I lost a point there. So I lost 6 points kind of for nothing out of a 40-point test, which means at most I'm getting a 34. I definitely did the other bunch of other questions wrong, so I think at most I got like a 31 on that test, and I needed 29 to pass it. So like I think I actually failed that class, which is kind of lame, but you never know. He might curve it a little bit. But yeah, anyway, guys, this video is already long enough, so thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. I have an analysis test tomorrow, which is definitely going to be the hardest class and test. I'm actually more motivated for it because it's all proofs, and right now, like, I'm better at solving proofs than anything else. So I am going to fill you guys in tomorrow about that class and how the proof solving goes. Because like proofs in math, I think they're weird. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but they're very odd.